of our cube, and now we're ready to cut it out and assemble it and glue it together. I went ahead and highlighted the perimeter of my cube net with a pink highlighter so you could see that I'm going to cut it out like a big T shape. I need to make sure all of these tabs stay together with the T shape, and each one of these acute angles is cut out completely and neatly. I'm going to try to get as close to that black line as I can when I cut. And I want to talk a little bit about scissor safety. The first thing that we need to do though is add our name. I have my name right here at the very bottom on that tab, but I also want to put my name on one of the faces of the cube. So right here at the bottom of texture, I've left myself a large space, and I want to add my name right there very neatly so everybody could see who the cube net belongs to once it is assembled. Now let's begin cutting. One of the first things I always remind students about cutting is that when you're not cutting, your scissors should be closed and they need to be flat on the table. That way they're not endangering anybody around you or yourself. If you leave them open on the table and you put your hand down or put your elbow down on the table while you're working, it could hurt you. The other thing that you should always remember when you're cutting is put your thumb in the small hole and your fingers in the big hole and cut away from yourself. Always cut away from you. So as I start cutting, I'm going to go right down the black line, and I cut away from myself as I go. When I get to the corners, like these acute angles coming up, I can do one of two things. I can either just skip that corner like this and then come back later and trim that corner, or I can get into that corner and turn my paper. I'll show you how that works in just a minute. When you get to a section like that and you're done with a large piece of paper, you can just let the trash fall off. Then you could go back and trim that acute angle with a cut in one direction and then a cut in the other direction. That needs to be cut well into that corner following the black lines. I'm going to continue cutting now. As I go, I'm always keeping my scissors pointed basically in the same direction, away from my body. That's very important. You don't ever want to turn your scissors back towards your hand, like my left hand that is free and holding the paper, or back towards your body. So as I go, I turn my paper. See how easy it is to get into that acute angle when you turn your paper. And I cut away from me. The trash can just go into the gray scissor box on your table as you go so that it's out of the way. But as I cut, I turn my paper and I cut away from me. Always being very careful. I don't want to cut too much out of that corner. I just want to follow the black lines. I think the highlighter helps us remember not to accidentally keep cutting down that black line and cut off one of the faces of our cube net. So I turn my paper. I cut away from me. I turn my paper. I cut away from me. Once I get done cutting out my net of a cube, we're going to fold it and try to assemble it without any glue first. If you make your folds correctly, you can assemble them and your cube will stay assembled with all of the edges at 90-degree angles without any glue. So there's my net. Now let's focus on the folds. This is a technique that I find very helpful when I'm folding the cube, but first I want to point out that as I create it, color is at the top of my cube net. It has no tabs on the color square. That's going to be my last part. That's going to be the top of my box, and it's really important that I put glue on both of these tabs, but no glue on this tab, which was at the bottom where I wrote my name. When we glue down those final two tabs, we need to keep that space open so we can stick our finger inside of the box and press those tabs closed. And then that flap right there will just be free inside of it. So as I'm starting to fold, the first thing that I'm going to fold is each of the tabs. So I have these three tabs on each side and the tab at the bottom. I find it very helpful to put a finger underneath, like my second finger here, and that gives me something to bend the tab over. I'm trying to fold exactly down that black line, and once I make the fold, I take my fingernails and I crease it like when we did origami. So I'll do the same thing. Notice how I put my second finger underneath, I hold the top with my thumb, and I bend it exactly on that black line. And for the third tab, the same thing. If your fold's not exactly on that black line, please reposition it. They must be on that black line. Notice my creased folds stay bent over very good. I want to reposition those folds to a 90-degree angle. And notice they stay there. If you crease them, they'll stay at a 90-degree angle. But all of our folds are going to return to a 90-degree angle. I'm going to fold the 3 tabs on the other side now, breaking it by putting a finger underneath to bend it over, and then carefully creasing down each edge, using my fingers to crease it down. Once I finish, I just turn it over and reposition those tabs to a 90-degree angle. All of those folds go to the inside of my net. I'm going to do the same thing with the tab at the bottom now. Bend it over, crease it, return it to a 90-degree angle. Now I have a T-shape. I need to do the same thing on each of these black lines that separate the 6 square faces of the cube. So again, I put my second finger underneath, my thumb on top. Notice how I pinch it, and then I bend right on the black line, carefully get it in position, pinch it, and then crease it with the tips of my fingers. I'll do these 2 folds next. Bend it, crease it, reposition it to 90 degrees. Bend it, crease it, reposition it to 90 degrees. The same thing for these 2 black lines. Bend it, crease it, reposition to 90 degrees, bend it, crease it, reposition it to 90 degrees. If you repositioned it to 90 degrees as you went, your cube is pretty well constructed at that point. Notice it still wants to open up a little bit, but for the most part it stays in the position that it's going to have. Now, when I'm using my glue stick, I want to twist out the top just a small amount, about 1/8 of an inch. And to begin my assembly, as I said, color's going to be on the top, line is actually the bottom for mine. So I unfold it like this. My 2 faces with the tabs are sticking up, and I'm going to start by putting glue on these 2 tabs that say glue. I put glue on both of those. And then I bring my box up. I check the outside to make sure that the edges are going to be nice and neat. And on the inside, I press down with my finger to glue that tab down. And I do the same thing on the other side. I check the outside edge, and then I press down with my fingers so that the glue will adhere. I rotate my cube. I'm going to do the same thing with these 2 tabs. I'm going to apply glue. Put my hands inside the box so I can press the tabs together. And then for my last 2 tubes right here, I'm going to do the same thing on these 2 tabs right here. I'm going to apply plenty of glue, and then I'll be able to reach through and be able to apply it down. So I'll bring those down. I may need to fold this tab back to reach inside and help apply those 2 tabs. And I don't put glue on that last tab, I just tuck it in there neatly, and my cube is assembled. I can't wait to see how yours turns out.